Okay. We shall now be live. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another Arknights live stream. Of course, today's live stream, we're going to be mostly focusing on the, Annihilation. That is going to be the main focus for at least today, and that's going to be the only thing that I plan on doing. I'm going to try my best anyway. Okay. So, a reminder. Welcome to the stream, Yanif. So a reminder for stuff here is that, my brain's being stupid already. Okay, so the, what was it, the 19th, 18th, let me... The 18th is going to be the CN live stream. I don't know how I'm going to go about it, but I'll let you guys know what I eventually end up doing. I don't think I'll be streaming in the morning, just because it's a Saturday, so this is how my schedule is. So we'll see type deal. What else? Oh yes, the event is coming out in a couple of days. I believe it's the 16th. I've already kind of talked about what I was going to end up doing for the most part. Honestly, I'm going to be brutally honest. No. The thing is that when it comes to emulation, you're trying to emulate a phone. In Arknights, you know, it's a 2020 release game, but has gotten a lot of updates since then. So when it comes to how strong a PC is going to need for Arknights, I would say it needs to be better than what my old laptop I use for streaming is. And my old laptop of streaming was like 10 something, I can't remember what GPU it was. It was pretty much like 2015-16 PC. So that's with Fire Emblem Heroes, by the way. I'm also getting ready to Fire Emblem Heroes. I think Fire Emblem Heroes is probably a lot less in terms of actual like usage of what the PC needs. Honestly, if he can sort of handle League of Legends, I would assume he can handle Arknights pretty well. It depends, just comes down to whatever emulator to use, honestly. Like, the best that I could say is to test out multiple emulators and try to see which one best works, because I don't really think... For me, it's... From my own past experiences, Arknights works best on LD Player, from my personal use case, and me going and testing out all the other emulators. It might be different due to PC. Of course, there's the specs part, but I think to me... Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be really honest. I don't know why people do Google Play Beta. Google Play Beta is unoptimized. If I had to suggest which emulator not to do, it's that. Do not ever use Google Play Beta, because one, it's in beta. I mean, that should be a no-brainer. All the other emulators are not in beta. And two, it is hella unoptimized. Which kind of goes back into the beta bit, but... Yeah, I wouldn't, obviously, no. Definitely other emulators would be a lot better than Google Play Beta. The thing to note about the other emulators too is that you can change some settings for use of like the phone, like how much cores to use, how much but the frame rate of what you're gonna go for, or ratio, and there's a lot more settings that you could probably look into depending upon the emulator that might be able to do a lot more than even Google Play Beta. So it's like, honestly, for me, I say LD9 player, but that's because that's what works best with Arknights, not the fact of how strong my PC is. Take that into consideration. But I would say Arknights has worked on all the other emulators. It's just that it's worked best. That's something I want to mention, because you could use other emulators to play Arknights, but you might come into problems like random crashing or random times the audio just stops working. It's like, I've experienced so much shit in the past when it comes to Arknights and other emulators that I'm brutally being honest. The LD9 player has been the best emulator I've used for Arknights. Which one? What were the ones I used? I used BlueStacks before. I've had issues with that. There might be another one. I can't remember at the top of my head. I know there is a different emulator. I was hesitant on doing LD player because I knew everyone and their mother in the Arknights community has sponsorships with LD player, or at one point has, by the way. Fun fact. So I was a bit hesitant in trying it out, but eventually I did because, again, the other emulators had some sort of issue that just made it annoying. And I did LD online player here, and there's only one time I've crashed, but aside from that, like, that was years ago at this point, or about over a year ago, I can't remember now, and it's not a common issue. So, again, you could say LD9 player, but I don't know how well his PC is going to run emulators to begin with. So there's one of those things he's going to try it out. There might be ways to make it so it's easier on your PC in the settings for the emulator. I mean, there's a lot of things that you'd have to look into just to get it to work. I know, I talked a lot there, but I wanted to get out of the way because it's something that I don't know if a lot of content creators talk about when it comes to emulators. Like, there's certain emulators that work for games better than others sometimes. There's certain emulators that just don't work that well at all, and there's better ones out there. And I think for me, LD9 player is the best for Arknights, but is it going to be the best for computer is a different thing altogether. Because I don't personally know. My PC that I've been using for over multiple years now has worked with all the other emulators. I mean, at least usable and doesn't really have lag, except for Google Play Beta, which is unoptimized as hell. If these other emulators could do one better job as an emulator than Google Play Beta, I think that says something. Anyway, this is not only their war, but ours too. Taking back Londinium means taking back every room, street, and neighborhood in our memories. Forward. DP will not regenerate. Londinium is secondary defense artillery. Once fully charged, is able to do. Oh shit. This one's actually probably going to be insane. So you gotta take into consideration, there is bombs. I mean, the cannon, my bad. And then the fact, I'm looking over here, you have this that goes into here. So you're kind of forced into a position to handle what's over here. And I don't know what's really going to spawn in here. And we have a decent amount of enemies. This one may take me a couple of tries to do, by the way. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Let me see how Rhodes Island fights.
Okay, I'm already kind of thinking of some strats here I could do. I don't really know what's coming here because again I'm blind, so. Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm going all over the place now. Oh, logos. Wait, if I'm assuming canon here, and I'm assuming the true damage shenanigans, logos. Yeah, that's like a no-brainer. S1 logos. We're definitely bringing Mudrock. We'll have to see how this goes. Can you use Horn? YouTube, what are you going over there for? Why are you going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, YouTube? Everything looks good on this end. I don't know why that's not the case. The issue with trying to use Horde in this scenario is that I have to be careful with the cannon. So I could bring Horn in. I could try to bring Horn in. But I feel like this is gonna be a kind of annoying one to do. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 Fag Barrows this time around.
Questions are destined to be answered. Rules bound to be analyzed.
Oh, that's not really gonna be that helpful anyway. Because if we're gonna use Mudrock in that position, I'm just gonna bring in... Like, Mudrock's going to be the bait. Now I'm just debating upon what I want to do. Hold the line. I'm gonna use Mountain for once. I'm gonna try something out here. This could be a horrendous idea. We already have vanguards. At this point, I don't know if I really need to bring anything else, so I'm just kinda debating here. I guess Kazemaru?
Questions are destined
We'll
to
try
be
this out. We have cannon.
Rules bound to be analyzed.
That's the only issue with this map. That's probably gonna come across as cannon shenanigans. Which means we're gonna have to get both Mudrock
Never
and
mind the
Horn
use of
down.
force. Death has its own resting place.
Sorry. No cannon yet? Wait. Oh, were they talking about cannon if they're not gonna instantly do cannon? I'm guessing they're gonna give you enough time to set up. I guess.
Incapacitating them is enough, right?
We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe they're lying. I don't know.
We're counting on you again today, little apple.
I mean, we should be fine if we put out Mudrock.
This is the destreza of Iberia.
Soda.
I have to get serious now.
Okay, so if a cannon does happen, it should target Mudrock here. Unless I am completely and utterly incorrect, which would be fine if that's the case.
Gather around me, guys.
And now,
What? You've got time to take in the sights?
Magma will dredge up Originian veins.
Your attacks are all within my calculations.
Waiting for your call.
They did give us a lot of deployment limit this time around, so I don't think this is gonna be too bad of a map, but who knows?
I have to get serious now. It's time to teach these rascals a lesson. Not away. Life to practice.
So if Mudrock dies,
Serious now.
we'll have to take out Horn instantly, and I'll put Kazimaru over here. And we're probably just gonna get to use Texas to handle this upper row.
I have to get serious now. Who is disturbing the currents?
Doesn't need to when he just one-shots with the execution ability with his S1.
Whew, almost. I have to get serious now. We're counting on you again today, little apple.
You could probably take out Murdoch at this point.
Gather around me, guys.
Yeah, that could work. Like, you could just buff his attack by a lot and do it that way. The issue, though, is this top row here. Because you need someone to deal with this top row so you can block this blue X at the bottom right. And that is why I instantly thought of Logos there. Because I realized, like, oh hey, this is canon. There's probably going to be the high HP enemies. Logos, there we go. Or high defense enemies, my bad. They have low HP, but stupidly high defense and res. Hence why they're so tanky. And why the cannon kills them instantly is because it's true damage. They ignore the defense. The cannon ignores the defense, so. Hits Logos, completely destroys the slugs. Monster things.
I'll put up my shield.
Okay.
Don't stand in front of me.
Not the best thing to see. Good shit.
Say something. It would be sad if you sank into space without a sign.
Waiting for your call.
Close your eyes. Feel the undulating waves. Too bad you've fallen into my trap.
Good shit.
Aw, look at you.
We can probably take out Saleh for now. Well, she's mostly there to see what spawns in from the aerial unit incursion point. So she's just there for that more than anything else. 'Cause I don't know what spawns there, so I might as well have something there that can auto attack. I mean, don't know. This is just speculation, my first attempt, so yeah, I'm gonna have to take her out.
Haste makes waste.
Didn't realize there's gonna be range characters in that row. That's pretty stupid. The one placement where I have the ability to get hit, no healing, of course that's to be there. This will sec everyone. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue on. I really don't know what's gonna appear next and how it's gonna go. It's just pure speculation at this point. Because I know there's supposed to be a cannon, but the cannon hasn't shown up, so I don't know what's... There we go! Cannon is now active. Okay, I wasn't going crazy seeing that. Good shit. Though it is kind of interesting that now we get a episode 10 in Annihilation. I think that's kind of interesting. No, they're just looking up. That is definitely a new animation. Oh shit. Oh. Okay. I gotta have better timing. Oh man, that could have been real bad later on. Okay, I mean, I kind of got everything in the right position. Literally, Mudrock is there just to bait the bomb, the cannon, but also S3 is kind of soloing that lane there, so... Perfect, I guess. And then, of course, Logos, I mean, instantly thought good use case for the enemies that come through. Should be able to live a full blast as well. Multiple, actually. I just gotta time things a little bit. In the worst case scenario, we could put Kazimaru somewhere to bait after the two defenders are gone, as I said before. So, like, there's a lot of ways we could go about this. Okay, we find... Oh. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. So we have the episode 13 cannon-looking dude. They're pretty much just tanky as fuck enemies, so lovely. We have whatever is spawning on the top here, and we also have those, cannon boosters at the very back here. Oh! Oh! Okay, so if they hit, they increase the speed of the cannon, so... Okay, this is getting way more interesting as we come here. Silver Ash then. Silver Ash in the middle here is probably your best bet then. I mean, there's Thorns, yes, but Sylvash is also a possible good choice as well.
At attention. Ready to fall in.
Okay. We're probably gonna have to use Texas in some way in the future. Or, you know, buffing up logos could help too. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could go about this and what I'm doing it with. I assumed that whatever's gonna spawn here, Viamita can handle.
Sights locked.
I'm actually gonna do that. I'm actually gonna stop using her S3. Because if it's just gonna be invisible, then at that point, Sylvash should be way better. So, or Innis. I mean, you never know. I mean, based around this arc, it could be just a crap ton of the shuriken-esque enemies. It could be the enemies that spawn in the shurikens. Like, there's a lot of possibilities. Oh, okay. I say that, I could probably take out Viamita and go with, Lucia, like, but it doesn't really matter at this point. The fact that it was perfect placement to have Lucia be useless is annoying. I want to completely change my setup just for using Lucia if this works. No Ghost just kind of being MVP here. Okay, now we're at where the big boys come in. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not. I'm gonna have to use Texas here.
Fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora te la vedrai con me.
Assumo le posizioni designate.
Yeah, that was way too much damage. I would have to have an AoE healer, but I didn't. Yeah, I could just use Texas. At least they're not all going at the same time, but... Use your skill, please. Good shit. Good shit. Not bad. Not bad Annihilation. Just pretty much acknowledging that the canon exists. Has 3 Modrock solos that top lane pretty damn well. And there's only one instance where I need to use Texas, and that was only because of gear, because I needed more healers. That's it. Just because 3 of those guys spawned in. That's it. Aside from that, like, overall, not a bad Annihilation. I can see a lot more difficult than most, just because you have to deal with the cannon as well. But we have characters like Logos that can easily handle high defense, low HP enemies really well.
Under your command, I've been far too spoiled.
I could definitely probably bring something else that would do a lot better. And where, like, maybe... Not necessarily Suzerain, but, like, I could definitely see a use case for Virtuosa easily in place of Villamita. Change Silver Ash with, Thorns. A lot better setup, and that will probably be a lot better use case. It's just making sure to use, Mudrock skill and hope that you don't mess up timing-wise and get absolutely destroyed. I could definitely see some RNG in this map happening, where maybe you one-run all my units will be dead because of a cannon destroying it. So that's something I could definitely see happening. But hey, I'll take it. Nice random before the next limited, I guess, for those that are interested in that. Or more saving up for later on.
Cup of tea?
Now, I haven't really talked since about the beta for Enfield, because I never really talked about it too much. I mean, I've talked about it in Discord, but I haven't really talked about it on stream. For the most part, did I get in? Obviously, no. I keep thinking jokingly of, well, I'd be too critical. Because I probably would be too critical. But personally, I think there's just so many crap ton people, and unless I'm unaware, there is no content creator version. Because in the early access, test access, they had 2 separates for content creators and non-content creators, which I thought was pretty stupid, in my opinion, because you want more of a, you know, with the game and test itself, not to get eyes on it. Sure, you could do that, but that's just gonna look worse for you, especially if the test wasn't that great, you know? So I think the idea of having, like, a specific content creator is stupid in its own right. Not talking about being critical of making it, like, a threshold, because if you had someone doing content for Arknights for some amount of years but don't get in compared to someone who hasn't done content at all but is interested in the game because of, wow, this could be the next best Genshin killer, stupid phrasing like that, and get instantly, yeah, it's just stupid. Extremely stupid. Regardless, well, I could talk about the whole, like, Genshin killer aspect. I don't think Enfield's gonna be a Genshin killer. If anything, nothing's really gonna be a Genshin killer except itself. There you go, that's a bombshell right there. Yeah, I mean, brutally honest, Genshin, the only way it's gonna die is it's gonna kill itself. It's gonna Neoma itself, I should say. Because YouTube's probably gonna be mad now that I said this K word instead of the R word. Anyway, that sounded so weird. But regardless, yeah, I'm not in the and editing access, but that's whatever. Right now, I'm not in the best scenario slash mindset to be doing it regardless. But then again, I'm also feeling a lot better than the last couple of days, so I mean, that's up in the air still. But for the most part, it's hard to really say if it'd be best to be in the beta or not, because there's so many things you could take about or take note of that you could. Personally, I would like to, so that the game can be better. That's my thought process. But especially with what I've saw so far in the test access, not the beta version. Granted, we don't know how the beta version is gonna be. Maybe it will be worse, maybe it'll be better. I don't know. Personally, I think it'd be up in the air for a lot of people because everyone's their own opinion on things, and that is perfectly fine. And they did change a lot of things to the point where I'm not so worried about the story anymore. I mean, there's a little bit, but compared to what it was with the beta test, right now, I personally feel like Arknights Infield is in the better spot.
Let's see how
So I think that's all I'm gonna really say for now. I mean, if I see anything, I'll talk about it, but if I don't see anything, I probably won't talk about anything when it comes to Enfield. I think that's just how it's gonna go. Anyway. I don't think there's much of anything else to note. I am going to end the stream off here, because like I said, my main goal was at least the mini annihilation. Not mini annihilation, just annihilation. Overall,
Just let me
not the worst annihilation. Especially if you understand how to deal with the mechanics, but I guess it could be really difficult not having characters like Mudrock, but then again, you could also just, I think, borrow someone anyway. So it's like, I mean, there's options instead of Mudrock at this point. Hell, you have Fuckboy 1 and 2, and 4-star and 5-star variants of those guys. I'm talking about the Crusher class, if I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully I'm not mistaking it for the other newest guard class. But yeah, Crusher class. That's what I was talking about, because they have enough HP to tank 3 of them at once. At least Odier can. Or maybe up to 4, maybe 5 with his S3. Like, yeah. I mean, unless I'm mistaken, it should be 2,000, then 3,000 was in CC, but I could also be wrong on that, so might be 3,000. I can't remember exactly now how much it is. Maybe it was 3,000 because Mudrock was almost dead when, like, yeah, maybe it's 3,000. Trying to remember the amount of HP Mudrock had during the annihilation there, so it could be more close to 3,000 to 2,000. Well, anyway, yeah, Mudrock showcase with Logos as well. And yeah. There's other characters you could possibly use, but Mudrock is like the easiest case because she has 3 block and she can, has barrier, so she can ignore the damage outputs. The only issue is she can't heal all the time or reliably, but she has enough damage and tanking survivability that it was enough to handle that lane. You could, in theory, use the cannon to your use case and then put it in the middle, but then you would have to deal with the top row. Personally speaking, I think the Mudrock on top row is a better use case than trying to use the cannon in the middle. But if you don't have enough DPS or damage for the middle, then yeah, I could see you using the cannon in the middle wouldn't be bad, but it'd be really difficult too with healing wise. So it is kind of up in the air. It just comes down to the units you have and whatnot, and maybe use the cannon to your advantage, maybe you don't. Maybe it'd be more of a disadvantage. Who knows? Anyway, I am going to shut up now, and I am going to end the stream off here. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, follow. Description below is Discord, so please go check it out. Aside from that, good luck. Someone's gonna try to be here, be safe and be healthy. And I will see you all in another live stream. We'll see when our next live stream will be. I completely forgot about the new Annihilation this week. And since it's Tuesday, I mean, if I remembered, I probably would have streamed it yesterday, but then again, there's other stuff I was doing, so... Alright. I am going to shut up and I'll let you guys go. Peace.